And finally, we got the main event. We got Islam Makhachev, the number one pound for pound fighter in the world right now, defending his throne against Dustin Poirier, one of the best lightweights of all time. If you look at it, he's probably in the top five. So, big time matchup. This is a legacy fight. If Dustin Poirier could win this fight, he's going to catapult himself into, one of the maybe top 20 greatest UFC fighters of all time talk. I think it would definitely make his resume complete. But it's a tough task, man. I mean, minus 700 is Islam Makhachev, and that just shows how dominant he is. I mean, to be minus 700 against a guy like Dustin Poirier is pretty insane. And he's just been on a tear, man, since that one loss that he had to Adriano Martins. He just ran through everyone, showing improved striking with that head kick knockout. And some people were giving him some shit. He defended against 45ers in his first few defenses, but now he's taking on a legit 155-pound guy in Dustin Poirier, and he's a big favorite for a reason, man. I mean, I picked Dustin Poirier to beat Benoit Saint Denis. I think a lot of people were definitely counting him out in that fight, and he was able to go in there and get the job done over a guy that was inexperienced, that was a little reckless. He caught him, finished him in the second round, but we still had to see Dustin come through adversity where he got his back taken, got dominated in the first round. One thing I did like to see out of Dustin that I thought was a big improvement is he was way more composed in those bad positions than I've seen him previously. I don't know if it was because the threat from Benoit Saint Denis was just a lot lower than maybe what we're going to see from Islam, and maybe we'll see some of those bad old habits come back when Islam takes his back of Dustin panicking and things like that. But Dustin, he needs to bring that same composure in bad spots in this fight that he had in that fight, because he's more than likely going to get put in some bad positions. But man, I mean, there's something to be said about rolling the dice and having one final opportunity. There's nothing to lose for Dustin. He's going to be going out there. He's going to be throwing big bombs. It's going to be southpaw versus southpaw. So I think he's going to be looking to tear up Islam's legs with low kicks and throw heat, man. And I think he's going to be trying to push the pace, be in great shape, pressure Islam. And obviously, we all know, if you shoot a takedown on him, he's probably going to force some guillotines. Which I don't see him getting or being effective getting him at all in this fight, but more than likely we're going to see him jump a few guillotines. But Dustin, I mean, we know what we're going to get out of him at this point, right? He's going to come in with the same game plan. He's going to have the boxing, southpaw boxing, slick. If he could back up Islam, get into an exchange, hey, he's going to have a great chance to knock him out, but he's not going to bring in anything new, which I think is going to be the difference in the fight. Dustin, I think, honestly could change it up and really shock a lot of people and could make the fight closer if he had faith in his offensive wrestling, but I don't think he's going to do that. I mean, I think both of these guys are going to be throwing a lot of low kicks, but the difference is going to be with Dustin throwing his leg kicks, Islam is going to be able to close that gap and take him down off the leg kicks and counter with punches off the leg kicks, whereas Dustin, he could counter with some punches, but he's not going to have the ability to take Islam down off the kicks, which I think is going to give Islam more carte blanche to throw leg kicks. And I think he's going to be effective in the striking and do well there. I feel like he's not going to be reckless like Benoit Saint Denis. He's not going to give Islam or Dustin those openings to land big punches. And I think he's going to wrestle hard early. I do feel like Dustin is going to surprise people with this grappling defense. I don't think he's going to get submitted right away early when he gets taken down or anything like that. I think he's going to be able to survive a little bit. We've seen someone that trains with Dustin pretty frequently in Thiago Moises go rounds with Islam and actually give him a decent fight. So I think that Dustin is going to be aware of, some of the things that Islam likes to do on the ground and be able to at least defend those. But I think Dustin's going to be taken down a lot, and his cardio is going to be on point. I looked at his camp. I mean, it seems like he's just doing all conditioning for this camp, trying to get in the best shape he can and bringing those skills that he has. But it's just a bad matchup, man. I mean, Islam is going to be able to take him down. He's going to be able to control him, and he's probably going to end up submitting Dustin. Even on the feet, I feel like Islam is going to be competitive. He's going to do a lot better potentially than what people are envisioning. And obviously against anyone in the world, Dustin has that puncher's chance. He could land a big bomb and get Islam out of there. I think he's going to be in optimal shape and give himself the best chance to do it. But I got to go with Islam, man. I mean, the guy's the big favorite for a reason. I think stylistically, this is one of his easier matchups that he has in terms of a big name opponent. Big marquee fight, but not the hardest fight. So I got Makhachev winning this one via submission, more than likely in the later rounds. I think Dustin's going to hang around. He might have a couple spots, but Islam's going to be able to fight through that and get the win. I think Islam's still getting better, man. I mean, I think he's still going to show some improvements in his striking, just ability to blend his full MMA game together, whereas I think Dustin is kind of at that tail end. One thing I do think people are putting too much stock into, like I heard DC talking about it and some other prominent people, is the retirement talks from Dustin. I mean, he says that every fight, man. If you really go and listen to all his fights, you listen to the interviews talking about, he said we're going to have to see and things like that. He says that in every single fight. So I don't think it's necessarily that significant that they're bringing up the retirement talks with Dustin. I think he's going to come in there and give it his best performance, but I just feel like it's going to not be enough. So Islam, I mean, minus 700. I mean, what are you going to do with that? To me, there's no value there. Even him by submission is like real short odds. It's like, I think minus 125 or something, which that sucks too. So probably not a lot of value. I mean, maybe throw some money on Dustin and have some fun if you want to go USA, or just go with the fun action fighter. But I think Islam's probably going to get the job done in that one. So yeah, guys, there you have it. That's a full card breakdown and predictions video for UFC 302. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Like I said at the beginning of the video, hit that like button, subscribe. If you're not subscribed, comment down below. Let's try to get some interaction on this video. I'd really appreciate it. It helps the channel grow. And if you want access to more content like this for other promotions, then definitely check out patreon.com/IronPredictionGuru. We're over 270 units track lifetime, which is 11th in the world, I believe, for non-reckless bettors on BetMMA tips, close to that top 10. So coming for that top 10 ranking. And yeah, man, join the team, come make some money. Patreon.com/IronPredictionGuru. You'll get some of the best tips from one of the best bettors giving advice for MMA currently on the internet, and you're helping support this channel, so definitely appreciate all that. As far as my most confident pick in my parlay of the week goes for this fight card, for my most confident pick on the card, I guess I'll go with Islam. Kind of a cop-out, but I feel like there's not a lot of super confident spots I have on this card. The odds for Islam, even minus 700, like I was saying, even though he's my most confident pick, I don't know if there's much value there. But if I give you guys a parlay of the week, my parlay of the week would be Randy Brown and Andre Lima. So you're getting a nice little plus money parlay there. So go put that in. You're going to make some money on that this weekend. And besides that, man, let's have some fun watching these fights, and I'll talk to you guys later.